Did you grow up feeling like conceiving would be super easy and then feel like you had been punched in the gut when you found out how hard fertility journeys can actually be? There are so many ways in which our social and educational systems don't prepare us for the reality of trying to conceive. Something I learned the hard way when I struggled to conceive for 1.5 years, followed by 4 consecutive miscarriages. I want better for you so you don't have to struggle like I did. And while I can't tell you anything that's going to guarantee you an easy fertility journey, what I can do is share some secrets that I wish I had known sooner, that I think all people deserve to know about their fertility. I want to say a huge thank you to Fairhaven Health for sponsoring this video and for providing me with products that helped me learn about my own fertility and which I personally believe helped make my journey better and easier. Fairhaven Health provides amazing science-based products for your journey to parenthood, from fertility through pregnancy, breastfeeding, and beyond. Number 1, your journey won't necessarily look like your mom's. I grew up thinking it was going to be super easy to conceive and have babies because my mom got pregnant with my brother 3 weeks after she got married, and I came along 3 years later. It was so simple for them, and I had been raised to believe that her experience would be my experience because we were genetically the same. I learned the hard way that in most cases, a parent's experience with trying to conceive and fertility doesn't necessarily predict the experiences their children will have. Number 2, you are born with all of the eggs you will ever have, usually between 1 and 2 million. For most people, by puberty, that number will have decreased to somewhere between 250,000 and 500,000. Both egg quantity and quality decrease with age, and that's why some fertility clinics recommend things like anti-inflammatory diets or certain supplements to help improve egg quality. But when it comes to quantity, there's nothing you can do. They were there from the beginning. Number 3, there's a short window of time during your cycle that you are able to conceive. We call this the fertile window, and that refers to the short period of time in your cycle, but it's different for everyone and every single cycle because all of our cycles are different. A lot of people will say that this fertile window is only a few days per month, but that's actually not necessarily true because it's a few days per cycle, and some people don't have a cycle every single month. So learning about your own body and your own cycles is really key to understanding when you are experiencing that short fertile window. Tracking your own cycle can be one of the best ways to learn about your body and enhance your experience while you're trying to conceive. I mentioned in the beginning of this video that it took me 1.5 years to conceive for the first time, and I now know that's because my cycles often actually have 2 LH surges. LH is the luteinizing hormone. It's what predicts that ovulation is about to occur. So if you're using ovulation test strips and you're just peeing on that stick every single day, when you get the peak that says, hey, your LH is high right now, that's what tells most people that it's time to try to conceive. But what actually was happening for me was that first surge would occur and then I wouldn't ovulate. I would have another surge 4 to 5 days later. That's when ovulation occurred, but I had already stopped trying. So tracking my cycle and learning this about myself was absolutely game-changing to my personal trying to conceive experience. Number 4, your body does so much more to support conception than just releasing an egg. Even the seemingly tiniest changes in your body can make all the difference when it comes to conception. For instance, most research actually indicates that a woman's sex drive increases around the time of ovulation, so she's more likely to want to try to conceive when her body is also physically able to conceive. Now, if you've been on this journey for a while, you know that sometimes trying to conceive is not necessarily fun. And if you're not in a heterosexual relationship, this doesn't necessarily help. But I think it's fascinating to see that this is something so small that our bodies are doing to help with this process. Another thing is cervical mucus. If you've spent any time on trying to conceive message boards, you've probably heard of fertile cervical mucus, or what we often call egg white cervical mucus. You know that gooey stuff you sometimes find in your underwear? That's cervical mucus that your cervix produces and expels through your vagina. And its consistency And pH balance actually changes throughout your cycle with your hormones. Around ovulation, this mucus is clear and stretchy, and it has the perfect pH balance to help support sperm health. With a pH balance of around 7, which is the same pH balance as semen, fertile quality cervical mucus actually protects sperm as it travels and tries to reach an egg. One thing I did that personally made me feel a little bit more in control when I was trying to conceive was use a supplement called Fertile CM. Fertile CM is designed to support fertile quality cervical mucus in healthy women who are trying to conceive. And finally, number 5, there are ways to support your journey no matter how frustrating it may be. And I feel you, friend. It can be so disheartening. If you've been trying to conceive without success for at least a year or for 6 months if you're over the age of 35, then you can talk to your doctor and ask for help with fertility testing. But even if you aren't to that stage, there are tests that you can take through companies like Modern Fertility, supplements that many reproductive endocrinologists suggest to help support your fertility health, and cycle tracking that can help you discover important issues. You know your body better than anyone else. So I strongly encourage you to advocate for yourself with your medical providers, even if it feels frustrating or you feel like you're being really annoying as a patient. You deserve that care. So now that you know 5 things I wish I had known about fertility before I started trying to conceive, I want to hear what you're learning. Drop a comment below and tell me what you wish you had known before trying to conceive. And now you might be wondering, what's next? What else can you do? How do you choose a specialist? How do you track a cycle? How do you talk to your doctor about these things? Well, check out my website, undefiningmotherhood.com, where we have tons of resources that we have curated specifically for you to help you through this journey. I'll drop a link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, friend. Bye.